The greatest gift my father ever gave us was coming home.
Damn. That's deep.
Because my mother didn't make it easy. He was a dumb MFer and all kind of stuff because he did, you know, she wanted stuff in life. But he came home, humble, you know. Sometimes he had to tell her there ain't no food. What? Mr. Provider, you ain't got no food. And you trying to tell me what to do? That's like, you know, you come home. It doesn't feel good. But when she died, he was ready to go. I miss her. I miss my gal. What? You know, he always saw her as the 16-year-old he fell in love with. Ooh, you know, that's beautiful. He taught us love, like unconditional love. My dad taught us stick-to-itiveness and that you have to, whatever you have to do to feed your family, you know, and you do what you can do until you can do what you want to do.
I need money.
Eddie would actually bring me, my wife, and my sons on boat rides. Like he would rent a yacht and go around the marina, and I was the only family of just all these pretty women, and Eddie and his boys.
You were like,
yeah, and Eddie would come over, always make time to come over and sit down with us and go, y'all got something special. This is what I want. And he go, now I'm gonna go get some. But you know, that was so wonderful for me, and to see that life,
right?
You know what I mean? Because I never had it on that level. No. You know what I mean? I was married from, you know, since 1984 or something like that. So I didn't.
Damn, you ain't get a chance to enjoy the single life of your stand-up.
I did. I broke up my marriage. Don't worry. Don't worry. I broke up my marriage.
This man's sick. Oh, I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I regret it.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know, when in show business, you think that this chemistry you got with this person, this actress, is like special and pure. And then what you don't realize is she gonna go do that on the next role with somebody else. And you be like, but I left my wife for you. Yeah. You know what? Tell her the stuff you told my character. She'll take you back. You be like,
damn.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
You got an opportunity to do Eddie up close and personal. What is something about Eddie that you could share that people wouldn't realize about him, that wouldn't know about him?
The funniest guy of my generation, for sure. His mind is like a Rubik's Cube, the way he processes comedy. And he's one of the most giving people. Like, you know, Eddie can steal scenes. He doesn't have to steal scenes because he's the star. Right. Right? But the thing I learned from Eddie was letting other people shine. You bring somebody in. When I did the Banana Man, I was still working in the mailroom, and he told Marty Brest, the director, you got to let him do it. He wanted me to play the Brunson Pinchot character, right? Who did a wonderful job. But the director was like, nah, he's unseasoned. And he said, all right, then let him do this one little scene. And Eddie was like laughing in the scene. You know, I'm with the biggest star in the world, and he's making me feel funny and encourage me. Go, no, serious. He says, and the director was like, we got to move on. Eddie's like, no, we're going to do this. And we got that take. And it was just like, just the fact that he cared enough, you know, to make sure that I shined was beautiful. And then, you know, Eddie put on Robert Townsend, my brother, you know, all the people that he put on in this business. I don't think people really give him the credit he deserves. Arsenio, he was on Arsenio's show, you know, multiple times to support his friend. You know what I mean? Paul Mooney. Yeah. Eddie put everybody on.
How did you get on? How did Beverly Hills Cops happen?
Eddie would see me do stand-up, and he saw that character. He's like, you got to do this. And he made them put me in the movie.
How did you and Eddie meet?
Through Keenan.
Okay.
So Eddie would come see me do stand-up. He would bring Prince, Rick James. He just thought like the stuff I was doing was really innovative.
Right.
And, you know, and then I started hanging out with him and Keenan. You know, the first thing Eddie would do when he came out during like Saturday Night Live, and he would call Keenan and go, man, watch this buckwheat tonight. Watch buckwheat. Right. Buckwheat got shot. And I'm just like, so at the time I was doing stand-up, before I met Eddie, I'm like, who is this Eddie Murphy everybody talking about? Because as far as I was concerned, I was the next.
Right.
Right? And then I watched him do James Brown getting in a hot tub, and I was like, this is amazing. Amazing. Right. And I became, you know, in awe of Eddie. And when and the fact that him and Keenan were like friends,
right.
As soon as he came out, Keenan, come on. And they hang out to the wee hours of the morning. I was so angry when I was there. I was walking around. I had these shades on, like black, like I guess they're Ray-Bans. And they go, why are you wearing glasses? It's too white in here. It hurts my eyes.
Damn.
There's one sketch. They wanted me to stand in a loincloth with a spear with no lines.
So what the hell were you going to be doing? Just standing there?
I'm going to be stabbing somebody with this spear. If you think I'm doing this. And I told him, I said, I can't do this. Right. My mother is going to watch this show. I can't do this. And they're like, yeah, got it. You know, you got to service the peace. That's what I was told. Service the peace. I didn't do it. And then there was.
So how did you respectfully tell them no?
It wasn't respectful. I just said no. I don't care who you call. I'm not doing this. I didn't do it. Then we had this woman, Denitra Vance, who was this, she was very talented, but she did it. And I was like, Denitra, if we stand together, it means something. You make me look crazy.
She wanted that role. She wanted to be on Saturday Night Live that day.
Yeah, she is, and with the spear. I'm trying to improvise. Eddie had just left. Eddie actually came to my, celebration party before I went to New York because I was living out here. And he told me, he said, look, man, learn to write your own sketches because they're going to put you in it and you're going to hate it. They're going to give you black stuff to do. You're going to hate it. And so when I went there, he was right. And I was writing sketches, right? But they would shoot it down. This dude would like sit there and read my sketches in front of me and go, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just don't get it. I just got tired of getting shot down. They would, and I kept getting told, well, we're trying to protect you from the Eddie's aura. Right. It's like Eddie's gone. And what I knew that the characters that I wanted to do were nothing like Eddie. There would be no comparison, because I didn't really do impressions. I didn't do the kind of stuff Eddie did. These are, the funny thing is, I did an interview for SNL and they showed me my audition tape. In the audition, it's a 12-minute tape of me doing Homie the Clown, Men On, Handyman. There's 7 characters that I did ultimately on in Living Color that I showed them what I could do. And I was writing stuff for these characters. Kept getting shot down. So I didn't care. I just changed characters on them during a live show, and I was like, yeah, give me the ball or let me go. You
say you lasted half a season, but you was fired after one season.
I did. I got fired after in the middle of the season.
Are you the only one that's ever happened to? Has anybody that you know of?
I got fired live. I didn't even make the good nights.
Damn! They didn't let the curtain come down?
I didn't say good night. He said, get the hell out of here.
Who told you that?
Lorne Michaels. He was red in the face. John Belushi never did this to me.
You ad-libbed, didn't you?
I did more than that. I said, get me out of here. Everything I did was to go. But see, God has plans. Right. Right? So In Living Color was my vindication.
I heard you the first time.
Well, 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 if it ain't Mrs. Charlie herself, what am I being falsely accused of now, your whiteness?
I'm sorry, are you Mr. Homie D. Clown?
No, I'm Harry D. Frog.
Yes, I've heard about you. I'm from the Department of Social Services, and I have someone I'd like you to meet. This is Homie Jr.
So let I get this straight. I'm supposed to believe that this kid is mine just because you slap a red nose on his face and paint a smile on his lips? I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
That's all right, Homie Jr. I know a very nice white family that would be all too thrilled to have a little son.
So let me get this straight. You gonna let them stick me in some white family who would treat me like Webster? I don't think so.
Son.
Dad.
Well, isn't that just
The bitch finally tracked me down. I guess we got a lot of catching up to do, son. Have a seat. Let me tell you about Whitey.
Hey, you two, come on! Do the wave with us!
Oh, yeah, join in the fun with all the nice folks.
That's the spirit!
Stand up and wave our hands in the air.
Yeah, it's fun!
Debate ourselves and sacrifice our dignity and act like a jackass just like you. I don't think so. Homie, don't play that. And that's the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
So the moral of the story is that women can't be trusted, huh, Dad?
No, white women can't be trusted.
Let's play a game.
Okay, this game is called The Man's Monopoly. I'll be the chewing gum and you be the Cheeto. Okay, you go first. Move 5 spaces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ah, you've landed on Bobo's Park Place.
I want to buy it.
Now, how can you buy it if you're only making minimum wage and you got a wife and 2 kids and the man's raising your rent?
I don't know.
Exactly, so you go to jail. But since you new at this, homie's gonna give you another chance. Go ahead, move 5 more spaces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I passed go. Collect $200.
Yeah, but when you pass go, you was in Mr. Charlie's neighborhood, so you go back to jail.
But I don't want to go to jail. This game's not fair.
None of the man's games are fair, son.
I'm sleepy, Dad. Where's my room?
Oh, that's over in the West Wing. Follow me, son. There you go.
Will you sing me a lullaby, Dad?
Normally, I'd hit you upside your head. But since you visiting, what the hell? Hush, little homie, don't say a word. Ain't that a siren you just heard? Here comes a car with flashing lights to rob little homie of his human rights, which have been denied since every black clown in the days of our forefathers when they cut off little the clown Tay's foot and the man. I get that. That's for the impression you're about to unload on me.
Well, actually, it seems there's been a terrible mistake. I've got to take the boy back to his mother. Apparently, he, ran away from home.
Come here. So you ran away from home, huh? And tried to use homie as your backup. You have no respect for authority and decided to play by your own rules. I'm proud of you, son. I got a little surprise for you. This is homie's first sock. Use it wisely, my son.
I will, Father. Are there others like us?
Yeah, but they scared to put on the makeup. Well, I suppose this is where we have to hug and have that tender Walt Disney moment, huh?
And I'm supposed to clutch your legs and cry as they drag me away from you.
I think so. Homie, don't play that.
It's a touching scene.
Shut up. Now, both of y'all get the hell out of here before I kick you down the stairs.
Right, yes.
Hey, Junior. Get that to your mama.
A lot of shit pissed me off, but not this. I would love to see these brothers get together and do an interview, you know what I'm saying, with Damon Wayans, like one of the people I watched, you know what I'm saying, when I was growing up. Very influential person, you know what I'm saying. The Wayans brothers been doing a thing since shit. Let him tell his own story, you know what I'm saying. So I appreciate Shay going out his way and getting this interview. I don't even know who else could do it better. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, shout out to these brothers doing their thing in a big way, in a major way. Um, we want to see more of this, like always. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Damon Wayans, I've been watching him since I was a kid. The Homie the Clown was, you know, Homie Don't Play That. We love watching that shit. Was one of the, I say nighttime nightcap things I used to watch, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't Martin or In Living Color, like come on, you know what I'm saying? So these brothers was pretty influential to me as I was growing up, thinking I could actually be a fucking comedian or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, they've been doing their thing since the dawn of time, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, before he even thought Eddie Murphy was gonna be Eddie Murphy, he was before Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's crazy to think that he was already in the spot to be next because Keenan was already doing everything else under the sun, writing skits, doing movies and shit. You know, low down dirty shame and stuff like that. And you know, when you look just like your brother and y'all both in Hollywood, and he's a director, he's a everything like a Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying? It's like just a powerhouse, man. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate these brothers' contribution to great theatrical films. You know what I'm saying? Great plays and shit. You know what I'm saying? They didn't did it on the live stage. They could do it in the film. You know what I'm saying? These brothers could do it stand up. So you know they're all that's well rounded. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to have a little bit of everything to actually be a great actor, to comedian, to stand up, to, you know what I'm saying, even sketch comedy or improv, you know what I'm saying? So these dudes is just they badass all the way around, you know what I'm saying? To impressions, to all that shit, like to write your own sketches, like that's why when I did consider being a comedian, I'm like, God, well damn, you really have to be on point with writing your sketches, writing your jokes, being original, being funny, using them, and seeing how people react to your comedy. You know what I'm saying? Because your comedy could be a little vulgar if you're like that, or you know, it might be a little soft if you like that. So it depends on. And people want raw reality when they talking about comedy. You know what I'm saying? We want it so real to where you laugh like a nigga eating chicken or a nigga eating, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have some barbecue sauce or some bullshit like that to, you know, white people being stubborn and stuck up and, you know what I'm saying, sticking ass, whatever they might come up with, you know what I'm saying? But this is the type of shit that you know, make legends, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna ruffle some flat feathers while you talking your shit on the mic, you know what I'm saying? And these dudes wasn't scared to you know, go out their way to do so, you know what I'm saying, and pave the way. Like he was saying about Eddie Murphy paving the way, you know what I'm saying? And then his brother paved the way for him and then let him shine as well, you know what I'm saying? Some brothers would, no, I can't have bro in the way. I can't have my brother. And then he brought all his family in. He needed all of them, you know what I'm saying? So some brothers be like, "Oh, you in the way? I can't have you." I can't be acting too. Like I can't have you rapping too. I can't have you doing this too. Instead of having both of y'all as a powerhouse making that shit happen. But it is what it is, man. Silence acceptance way. Have like, comment, subscribe.